The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Nothing's working this morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I overslept. My brain ain't working this too good this morning. I'm your host, the Appalachian American. It's time for Coffee and Jamming. Joining me as always is my left-hand man, the author, David Applegate.
G'day, friends and fans. We all have these moments as we get older when our bodies just say, take a day off, bro. Bang.
Luckily, I got some coffee.
Yes.
Wash down the morning gunk. I don't know what happened, man. My like I said earlier, I set my alarm and apparently just didn't get up.
The devil on your shoulder just went snooze.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know what happened. There was no movement at 5 o'clock. I looked at my camera in my bedroom. There was no movement.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Let's see. My uvula is stuck to the back of my throat. I'm trying to it's weird.
I know there's a lot of people out there right now who are wondering if it's true or not. And we're talking about GTA 6. And yeah, it apparently is going to come with a hefty price tag, and the machine specs may actually be too much for the PlayStation 5. It may actually require the what's it called? I'm not sure if they're calling it the PlayStation 6, but yeah, they may require a fully upgraded PlayStation 5, and that's probably quite expensive. I mean, who's going to buy a $3,000 machine just to play? Although it is a $200 game.
Is that PS5 Pro that they're talking about coming out with?
Yeah.
Okay, then that thing's $800. I think $799 is probably $800.
But also plus the hard drive to store it, because the game's massive.
Yeah, no thanks.
But they're also but the thing is, they're saying that it's got to be maxed out, okay, which is not what it comes as standard.
Now my fingers ain't working. I'm trying to type.
People are saying they might have actually and a lot of people are saying that they're actually going to be playing this new game, and I can't find anything about it. They're just saying it's not a GTA killer, but it's a GTA light. And the good thing about it is it runs on almost any spec machine. So if you bought a standard gaming system, you can play it. It's sort of a GTA clone, but it's not a direct one-to-one. And apparently, you're playing an undercover cop in Slovakia. Now, it's rare for gaming journalists to promote anything other than, hey, it's a AAA game or Ukrainian. But if anybody knows Slovakian game, well, any Slavic game company, they're infamous for poor translations and making clones of other video games.
Yeah. All right, let's fire this up. Why is my thing so large?
But apparently, this is actually, while it's a crime drama, it is not a GTA direct clone like other Slav jank, like Police Action, I think one's called. And it's like, yeah, like a city block. It's like, what?
Yeah.
There's some really bad ones out there in the GTA clone business. Now, IGN may be exaggerating a little, but if they're worried about the cost and machine specs for GTA 6, I'm not buying a brand new PlayStation just to play it, or a brand new PC just for a $200 video game. It's like, what? No way. They're not going to charge $200, are they? Well, they charged what, 115 for that. Speaking of jank, that big pile of jank known as Star Wars Outlaws. Man, they beat her with the ugly stick, didn't they? And then when you look at the develop team for Rockstar and Ubisoft, you go, wow, it looks like a casting call for the biggest losers.
All right, let's see. What am I doing here? Where am I?
You're on a hunt.
I'm looking for. Yeah.
Pardon me. I can't remember because.
I think that's where I was wanting to be. I think. All right. Oof. Usually I have like an hour of like waking up and getting ready before I have to go on the air, and now I'm just kind of like, Urgh. So my voice and everything just sounds so rough. Varmint rifle, and I want my bolt action. Actually, I'm just going to tear down the camp because I don't really need to come back this far. Oh, goodness. So, do you really think they're going to do a ceasefire in Russia now that Trump's... Although,
Well,
like, I guess Biden to do some kind of intercontinental ICBMs, then he probably isn't going to want to do that.
well, the problem is Ukraine went yesterday. Ukraine was whining about Russia launching an ICBM, which it didn't. It launched an intermediate range missile, which hit with undisclosed explosive firepower of a non-nuclear variety that destroyed a armaments factory. The explosion was the cloud was several kilometers high, so they hit the target. It burnt. It was a big fire. Now, today, he's beating his chest and saying how he's struck multiple targets deep inside Russia. And it's like, hey, and they're going to launch their own missiles soon. And it's going to be a game changer. Well, a few hours after his little announcement, more attacks were fired and were shot down. Well, though one got through and hit I think a gas facility. That's it. One
Dang.
target. Whereas today, Russia launched and hit 2 power plants and another drone assembly point. And they hit the depot again with another missile. So,
Michael Mitchell, good morning. Yeah, Arthur Morgan rides, because I'm trying to go back through and and play this and do more stuff as Arthur instead of waiting till do it.
Yeah. Instead of getting to end game and then doing it all as I forget his name.
Who?
Who do you play in end game again?
John or Arthur?
Oh, Marston. Yes, John Marston.
Right now it's Arthur Morgan. John
Yeah, but I'm
Marston's
saying
next.
at the end, yeah. Now, there's speculation, but one of the speculations is that Rockstar is currently developing, but they don't have many people working on it. The story for Red Dead Redemption 3, and one of the speculations is it's the early days of the Vanderlyn game. With a young Dutch.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And it might actually be set in Mexico.
Huh.
I don't mind prequels, but it's better when it's better when they've written it already and they play it out. That there's references. Not although Red Dead Redemption they took 10 years to put together the story, and yeah, they just kept expanding it, and then basically the Take-Two said, "Hey, that's enough." So there's a lot of uncut, unused assets and a lot of unused storylines. So I think that's what they're trying to do. You know, they're going to try to take the stuff they've got that they. Now it's not Red Dead Redemption's fault that Red Dead Online failed. They were given only half the. They weren't even given half the budget of GTA, right? Like there's something like 200 people working on this compared to the thousands they have working on GTA. And the problem is every time GTA steals one of their storylines, they can't use it. So, you know, plus they were limited to how many releases they could do. And I mean, there were just too many corporate decisions basically trying to protect the quote unquote value of GTA, you know?
Yeah, hopefully that's a 3-star. Please let it be a 3-star. Because I've been looking for a squirrel. Nope.
Yeah. Well,
Messed
I
it
saw a
up.
YouTube channel, I forget who it was, and they basically talking the fact that insiders were saying there was real concern that Red Dead Redemption would outshine and take away from the GTA 6 fanfare. So they pushed it back. They did a deal basically to stop the people from leaving, you know, taking their toys. Because the last thing they want is the people to leave and create their own cowboy series. They are very worried that any potential threat to GTA Online. But as I suspect, the
I'd be
biggest
worried
threat.
about that too.
Oh yeah, if you're making $1.6 billion, yeah, you'd be worried about protecting the assets too. But the thing is, it's coming at the expense of everything else, right? If GTA 6 is bound to kill itself, okay? Eventually, so this is the problem with video games. People always expect the next one to be better, the next one to be bigger, the next one to be better graphics. Because we went through that, people my age went through an era of going from, you know, basically like you went from handheld to basically a high fidelity console, right? Well, we went from something with calculator graphics, right? Those little handhelds that just went beep beep bop bop boop up, right? Little calculator graphics, LCD 5x6 LCD to pretty much what they used to call watch games to basically high fidelity graphics. And I mean, there are people who are looking at this 4K stuff and they're just going, yeah, you could. All right, say you claim you can tell 60 FPS and you love your ultra widescreen and all that, but then and you like your point of view sliders and you like your little rain effects, but at the end of the day, you got a very fancy game in a very tiny game world because the PC memory hasn't kept up with the pace of expectations, and game storage hasn't kept up with expectations. Like, and some of the video cards out there cost more than a gaming console. And they are generally now worried that the next generation of gamers are going to go back to retro gaming. Bethesda's so worried about Skyrim that people still playing. They don't know what to do with the new Skyrim. And the general consensus is if they don't allow character transfers and mods, from the old Skyrim to the new Skyrim, they're going to lose people who are going to stay with the old DRM-free version, because if they put Skyrim online, that's it. They're not going to get people to transfer over. Well, you know what I mean. Millions of people will stay on the old. They'll get a few million, but it won't be the instant hit, and it'll be like Ultima Online. At first, they had lots of people, and then it quickly fell off, and people went back to the old games. And I can see why Sony is adamant now that they don't want mods on their platform, because if they allow mods, people will play the old games, people will modify the old games, and they'll ultimately start losing customers.
How did that, whatever. I keep shooting squirrel with a varmint rifle.
But you're not getting
And
the
it's supposed,
3-star.
yeah.
Are you hitting them in the eye or just behind the eye?
Yeah, in the head and doing headshots.
Because I can't tell.
Yeah.
I have no idea how the rating system works in this game, because 90% of the time the wiki's right. It's that one fraction of the time where the game does something and it's like, what? No way. But a lot of the guides say, well, if you start to get a lot of 2-stars, leave the area and hunt somewhere else. I mean, at what point? What's the cutoff for you? Would you if GTA 6 was $200?
Oh, I ain't buying it. $200.
I wouldn't even buy it at 100.
No. No, at $100, I'll give it a few weeks and buy it used for 80.
Less than half, yeah.
I don't know.
But
nah,
I
it
think
won't be half price.
GameStop,
You might have to buy it off of somebody to get it half price, but
yeah,
most of the time they're not going to sell it at half price.
no.
Your
But
video game stores are probably gonna sell it for like $5 cheaper.
Yeah, they're gonna try and gouge the
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'll be under orders to gouge, because they're gonna pay so much, back to the company. They're trying to stop. But the biggest problem will be the gougers. The first couple of weeks when GTA 6 hits, there'll be lots of people who grab the premium packs and then try to sell them on eBay for twice the price.
Yeah.
But I mean, the worst video game practices, it just doesn't seem to sink into people that all you have to do is wait these companies out, because after a few months of no sales, they have to drop the prices back to reasonable. But people never did this with EA, so I don't expect them to do it with Sony.
No.
And they'll never do it with Nintendo. People are just too, I want it now. Oh, they just decided it's going to escalate.
What?
They're holding exercises in Finland to send a clear message to Putin. Haven't they learnt their lesson yet? But they got a virtue signal. They got to keep saying, "Oh, we've got to stop the Russians," because every military organization, if they can't point to an enemy and say, "Look, there's the boogeyman," the public will say, "Hey, how's that housing project going?"
Yeah.
Hey, there's potholes on the road you can start fixing.
This can do with a few improvements. Why don't you take a look at my ideas?
Ain't a badger and a squirrel. All right. Two things hard to find.
Hi, Karen. Morning, Mr. Morgan.
There's a common theme in frequently asked questions, and that is, why do video game makers make hard games? And two, why do they prevent? And why are they so obsessed with cheating that they actually want mods shut down? Well, with esports, it's obvious. But for a long time, video games used to actually have cheats. Game journalists don't play the entire game. The whole point of cheats was so that game journalists could experience in a few hours what would take other people 50, 60 hours of plays.
Yeah,
and
because they don't
replays.
have time to play.
They don't have the quote unquote time to play, even though 90% of what they write was written for them by the video game company.
Yeah.
But they're going to pretend they played the game. So they get some screenshots. And just in case anybody catches them out. But most of the time, there's also the fact that they did recognize that older players and some young kids who play the game aren't going to solve every puzzle.
Right.
But then came the video game competitions. And when FromSoft leapt into the foreground with a very hard game and took a lot of game awards, gamers started playing catch up, making the games a lot harder, taking out cheats, or making you complete the game to get cheat codes. You complete the level, then get a cheat code for that level,
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was people started publishing those cheat codes. So now it became a race.
I remember keeping them.
Yeah. I remember it became a race to get cheat codes and publish them, and that used to be the big thing, subscribe to get your cheat codes. People were pouring over Nintendo code to get Nintendo cheat codes, old, new, hints and tips and all this stuff. People will start actually make a living, but the game developers, they felt left out because they weren't getting any money. So plus they wanted to change game mechanics to make it more pay to win. Well, so they exchanged cheat codes for loot boxes and other pay to win mechanics. So that went by the wayside. But then the big companies, people started making mods to get around these loot boxes and pretty much cash shops. And so pretty much they started cracking down on that. But also part of it is this competition between game companies who can sell how hard is my game, right? If they want a pyramid, what they call the perfect pyramid, where they only have a few top players who complete the entire 1,000 hours or whatever it is of all the content and find all the hidden. Did you just crash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, daggone it.
This guy in one game, he played this entire game. I forget what it was. It was a shooter. He played this entire shooter without getting shot once. I think it was GoldenEye. Played GoldenEye without getting shot once, right?
Oh, wow.
And then when he published his video, guess what he found out? Somebody else had just beaten him by 2 hours. Well, there's all there are video game sites on there.
Dang.
Forums on Twitch, with all these different challenges. Some of these people, they get paid by Twitch. Sometimes it's only like $1,000, but you complete these challenges and you can win up to $1,000. If you're some kid in a country where $100 is a month's wages, professional video gaming. Heck, I remember when people doing those Nintendo challenges. Do you remember the Nintendo Wii and all those challenges?
Kinda.
Yeah. All those sports games had challenges. I think it was also there was also a dance competition one, but they fell by the wayside very quickly. They didn't really. The Wii was outselling everything, and they made a huge mistake with the Wii U. And Nintendo just couldn't fix it. That's why it went by the wayside. They couldn't make a controller that lasts. They were just going through too many controllers. They were replacing them, but after 3 or 4 replacements, the company just said, "Oh, we're not going to make any new ones. We're not going to make any more Wii U's." They were successful, and they outsold Sony. They outsold Sega. Actually, they saw the end of Sega.
Oh, Sega.
Well,
Sega.
Well, instead of coming out with a 64-bit machine, they came out with another 32-bit machine, and it was stupid. Instead of the games were all right. It's just they were all right for 10 years ago. The same games. Why would you buy a Mega Drive 32 to play the same games? There were no There were no new games. That was the problem. And you could get Nintendo 64, which had lots of new games. And then you had the Wii and the Wii U, and meanwhile Sega was struggling to produce anything. And that's because they kept having people leave to join Nintendo. Damn. Did you hit something?
No, haven't shot. There's usually a badger up here.
Yeah.
The last time there was a 3-star badger, I couldn't get to it. I shot it.
But it's on the wrong side of the fence. I mean, border, river.
Yep.
Yeah, because I know on the PC there's a mod where you can play
There's the
Blackwater.
badger.
Yep.
But
You go over there.
but he's a 2-star.
Oh well, FM. He's just not good enough, old chap.
Yep, I'm not.
Not you, the badger.
Jury's still out.
Did you just reload or?
Yeah. Oh man. This cold's gonna be the death of me, man.
There's a theory that colds keep us from getting other diseases. Keeps the immune system active.
Well, that's good. Must be keeping me from one heck of a disease.
You don't actually catch a cold. Coughing and sniffing is actually spreading antibodies. There's a whole thing on preventative medicine that basically said that other than surgery, you don't need face masks, basically. Or rubber gloves.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah. They're saying that people like Fauci are so out of touch and out of date that it's criminally negligent. That's why he quit rather than face an inquiry. They were asking too many poignant questions that if he answered, it would blow the lid on the corruption in the medical industry. That they deliberately allow people to get sick so they have patients. And it's the same with all this cold and flu treatment stuff. It's all pushed by greed. And then now they're saying, hey, you're genetically damaged. Oh, too bad, so sad. Here, give us $1,000 and we'll make you a baby that isn't genetically damaged.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that the lobbyists, like just in the last conference they had like 1,700 delegates and 2,000 plus lobbyists. Pushing everything, of course, IVF and all the others. They don't want to fix infertility. They want more people infertile so they have more customers. And they want more money for research. And it's like, you created the problems. in the first place. They don't want to research anything. They don't research anything. They tell you they research, but they never seem to actually ever come up with any cures. And when somebody does, they flip out and then spend the next 20 years trying to prevent the cures from being marketed.
This is annoying.
What's annoying is 24-hour websites that don't have 24-hour support.
Yeah, okay, you got a point.
Yeah. For some reason, I always encounter bugs on a Friday, which means you got to wait all weekend just to get somebody to come back to you and say, "We're looking
Wow,
into
what
it."
happened?
As you know, I'm trying to get a Kickstarter off, and I can't upload anything at the moment. Can't upload videos or graphics. And you try and you launch a Kickstarter without graphics of your product, you ain't gonna last 5 minutes. You'll be laughed off the platform. Yeah, that's exactly what they're pushing me to do. Oh, just launch it and add the graphics later. No.
What is Kickstarter? Like, is it like a crowdfunding
Yeah, it's crowdfunding.
thing?
Yeah. It's the biggest crowdfunding.
Oh, okay.
I know people say, go
Gotcha.
Indiegogo, but the Indiegogo is so hit and miss right now. But so is Kickstarter. Like, lots of campaign.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
which one do you go with?
it's just not a
You
lot
got
of
such
good stuff on Indiegogo.
Yeah. There's people who put out their 12-page comics every month, and they dominate it, Indiegogo. And the rest, and there's a lot of scam games and a lot of sham products that are, basically you'll basically find them on Temu. Good morning, Carl.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
So if I ever see the stupid badger again, my thoughts is I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna run over and grab it, and then hit the cook button, because it'll give me an option. It'll give me an option for skinning or grabbing, and if you hit grab, it'll pick it up, and then it'll give you an option for skin it or stow it. And my thoughts are, if I could hit cook it, it'll teleport me to my campsite.
Camp. Right. But you got to
So,
have your campsite within
because the last
range,
time
right?
by the time I got up to it,
They're
well,
already on you.
yeah, they were on me by the
That's
time I
the
got to it.
problem.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping to do, but
Right.
it's not there. So either sleep or reload. I'm thinking reload.
Yeah, give it a couple of reloads first because they're quicker. Well, not by much, but yeah, like I said, the video game developers, they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They want to follow the trends of having difficult games so that the hardcore gamers will play it and give them a high score because that's the audience that seems to have the most influence on, say, Twitch. But when it comes to old school gaming and pretty much most of the modern games, except for FromSoft, are suffering. Anything that basically, if you want to appeal to an older gamer, your game has to have a few things. Has to be internet free. It has to be able to play it. It has to be able to be modded, playable off, as relatively bug free as possible. And it has to have some sort of degree where you can basically, like either select your play any level, even if you have to beat the game first, which is the most popular option. Beat the game and you can play any level, any stage, or it has to be open world, like Skyrim, and you can play any part of Skyrim at any time. Once you're maxed out, it doesn't matter. And I mean, you can beat a game long before you maxed out your character. And I was surprised how few people complete the main quest. More people complete the side quests than they do the main quest. People just play the game, do some of the quests, explore the world, and if they can unlock the maps, and that's about it, And that's the same with the other. What's that Viking one? Valhalla? No, so Valhalla? No, God of War. Although they probably do it in Valhalla too. Basically, most of the people don't finish the main quest either. I saw an interview with a video game guy, and he produced a highly successful game in this about 96, and yeah, they were asked to do a sequel, and they couldn't. And the reason why they couldn't is because EA made them destroy the source code, so they had to start from scratch. It's like, what? Why would you make them destroy the source code? And basically, they didn't want them to basically be able to make another game to compete against them, but because the game was so successful, they said, "Oh, can you?" It's like, oh. But fortunately, Source Code Vault still had the source code for that they gave the company for safekeeping. And it's like, I mean, Nintendo's notorious too for basically, although a lot of their source code wouldn't matter if you had the source code to their game because it's all specific to that machine, you know. But it's really sad when you go back and look at some of the old video games and you go, well, why didn't this get a sequel? That didn't get a sequel. Oh, it's published by EA. I mean, when it comes to anti-competitive business practices, EA topped the list, yet never got into trouble for any of it. And again, with the democratization of gaming, through some of these game engines, and there's just going to be I think sooner or later, Unity and or what's the other one? Codot are going to die, one or the other, because they just went woke. Their community managers are both, blue-haired land whales with a attitude that needs an entire toolbox to fix. But sooner or later, somebody's going to have a AI game engine that will take on one of them. I don't think anybody will be able to take on Unreal. I mean, they are just so massive. I looked at their project list once. There are more indie Unreal games coming out next year than there are, what they call AAA publishers. Next year is going to be really big for independent games. Unfortunately, most independent games never make it to the PlayStation because of the cost of the port. The cost to port the game over. Yeah. just did a video on the climate conference. Climate Conference 29. Guess how much they want off you?
How much?
Well, you know how Ukraine only wants a couple of billion a month. Well, Bangladesh wants 250 billion a year. Yeah, there's some choice words for that response, right? Here, have a nuke.
Yeah.
Delivered express.
They got a lot of nerve.
Oh yeah. Well, that's. Well, what do you expect? What do you think climate alarmists are on about? What do you think they do? You don't think they work for a living, do they? They want their money before the big bad orange meanie gets in and says, "No, Daddy's home."
Yeah.
Cut the cord. Junior's old enough and big enough and ugly enough to take care of himself. Boot. No more sleeping on the couch, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. I don't get why people on the sidelines care because, it's what is it? You think that what's your gig supporting these things? You think you're going to make the planet a better place by giving billions of dollars to poor countries that basically, China's already said that threaten and China of all things, China's on that list of recipients of money, and it's like, what? The world's second largest economy, give us money. Well, and then when you look, that they've been recipients for aid for decades. China's economic miracle isn't China's economic miracle. It's the US taxpayer getting grifted, getting taken for advantage of. Long overdue. They've given a heave ho. Lose the development. India too. Lose your developing nation status. You're not developing nations. You're in the top 10. These greedy muppets need to be cut off. Xi Jinping, Daddy's home. Okay. Well, Trump did put out an announcement saying that Biden's trying to start World War III, and he's going to use all the leverage he has to try and shut it down. I know all the activists are going to scream, but Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you hear? Maddow got her pay cut by $5 million.
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's still something like 20-something million a year. But you got to pay.
Probably 25 because she was at 30.
Yeah.
She was at 30, so I imagine it's 25 now.
Yeah.
Girl.
She only does. Yeah, she only does 50 shows a year for that 30 million. Talk about Talk about
Good
privilege.
Lord.
Obviously, no wonder she
I
pretends
thought
to
she
be a
was an
white
every
male.
night kind of thing.
No, no. She's paid separately for those. Her show, she gets paid for her show. Quite a princely sum just for her show on Monday night. Yeah, it's disgusting. But the CEO of MSNBC tried to justify it by saying that she's ratings Viagra. Really? I hate to see their ratings without it then.
All right.
So Blue Skies wants to be more inclusive. They're getting 43,000 complaints daily. They want by the people saying that to make this platform more inclusive and that these people must be banned. Banned, I tell you. I mean, how Orwellian how do you have to be to say exclusivity means banning people we don't like? That's very inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh. It's an insane
So I can't
world.
find this one. Everybody keeps talking about Carmen DeDale or something.
Yeah, but
And I cannot find it.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm sorry.
There is. I go various guides. They all end up turning up 1 star. I'm going and saying at this rate I can't find a 3-star. Anyway, not sure what to tag this as. I have the best luck finding a 3-star badger just north of Carmody Dale, next to the big rocks near where the 3 roads converge. The badger is usually between the big rocks and the Carmody Dale cattle fence. First, have legendary buck trinket. Second, save the game a little ways away from the animal spawn point. Third, go find the animal. If it's 3 stars, If it's not, reload. You have to save. Reload your save and try again until it's 3-star. It works pretty well. Just 101, third try. Allow me to... Okay. That's a
Okay,
little...
Comedy Dell is...
Okay. I think I know what to do. All right. It's between...
It's okay. It's somewhere in New Hanover at the Three Roads.
Well, I'm here. I've just never understood where to go. But it's between where I'm at right now and the cattle fence.
New Hanover.
So I think I need to reload my game and come about this at a different let's reload.
Yeah, we'll lose progress. What progress? Give me something, and I'll make progress.
All right.
Okay then, girl. Yep.
There. You know where you put the dot? That's north of Comedy Dell.
Do what?
You're headed to north of Comedy Dell. Hey, Oiler Greg.
What's up, dude? Well, set up camp and maybe we'll see if we can sleep and come back at a different time.
Right. Denmark wants to tax cow farts. The View better not go there then. Well, those poor feminists. Every time you open your mouth, money, please.
So in this video, I'm going to explain how to
Let's see.
go about finding them and show you the best locations to do so. You need 3 pelts if you want to craft everything in the game, but the majority of people just want 1 for that satchel, legendary satchel. So here's a badger. I'm using a varmint rifle. Always use a varmint rifle. Got a scope on this one. And for this location, it's best to hunt here in the evening. This is where I found when I found this badger here. It was about 7:30, 7:40 in the game time. And yeah, basically you want to be riding around on your horse and aiming with the varmint rifle, locking onto everything. You'll probably lock onto a lot of jackrabbits, but eventually you'll get that badger. And I recommend, so yeah, this is the location. There it is, north of Rhodes. I recommend if you do run into a badger and it's not a 3-star, then just to leave that area and try one of these other locations. Because if you kill it and then wait around, it's going to be a very long time for another badger to respawn. You might have to camp a few times for a badger.
All right, I just saw another one. Right here in this area is a badger spawn point.
Right. Oh no. Billie Eilish turns down an Oscar nomination and leaves the US because of Red Wave. She can't live here anymore. That's her. That's her face, right? And the guy says, "That's my reaction to her leaving." Don't care. They let them do it. USA is a country, not an airport. You don't have to announce you're leaving. Just go. Wait for Daddy Trump to renounce land ownership by non-citizens, and you'll lose everything. I mean, win-win for us, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a bust.
Let's go, girl. Giddy up. Are you mad?
Maybe I am. Uh, more rain.
You ain't supposed to be here. Get lost. I told you. Get lost.
Thank you for your contribution, sir.
Yeah.
Giddy up. Yep. Yeah. 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 Giddy up.
This is getting annoying.
Welcome to the writing frustration. Well, frustration simulator, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, getting you to waste time and effort. Because it's not skill. If it was skill,
Whenever it wants to show up.
yes. If it was skill, it would be acceptable that you'd have to hunt properly. But they're taking shortcuts from between the skill part and the frustrate you part. They're going straight to the frustrate you part.
Yep.
And again, I think it's because this game was so highly successful and so many people completed the game without doing any of the challenges that nothing. And then by the time anybody said, hey, there's a problem, people already moved on, you know? Or on PC, by the time it came to the PC port, it was modded out, you know? People just. It's become known as the Bethesda game model, you know? Let the modders fix it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, on the PlayStation, that doesn't happen. And it might be the reason why PlayStation is no longer as popular as it used to be. That and the price tag.
Yeah. Uh I do have the buck antler trinket. That's what I was looking for to see if I had.
Yeah, I thought you did. Because without the improved chances.
Yeah.
Because you definitely don't want to lose the pelt after spending all that time trying to get it. This location is actually south of Rhodes. In the compendium, it says that the badger only appears in sort of arid climates, which means like dry and warm. So yeah, in the south, you'll definitely find badgers. The trick is to get it to be 3-star, because you do find those 1 and 2-star ones. What I have done before is I've found a 2-star badger, and then using the buck trinket, supposedly you can change some 2 stars to 3 stars. And I've had it happen before for rabbits and squirrels, but what I did was kill the 2-star badger and save, and then I reloaded and kept skinning it. And I can't actually confirm that this works, because I must have reloaded about 30 times, and I did not get a perfect pelt. And eventually I just thought that it was not a very sound strategy, and it's probably once the badger's killed, then it sort of must lock in whether you're going to get a
Dang it.
upgrade on it or not with the trinket. So that this theory isn't like 100% just killed. Just thought 30 because I did was kill and change some 2 done before is I found a 2-star badger, and there's the location.
All right. This is for sure starting to tick me off.
Yeah.
Because beforehand, badgers was everywhere. Now they're not.
Yeah.
Let's see. He said there was a badger location. Wait, where? Oh, shoot. I'm on the wrong screen.
South of the piggy.
Right there. So, let's go Shady Belle. And we'll go try from there.
But you know what? He's right. Every animal. As you unlock more and more rifles, the animals that you go to hunt with those rifles become scarce. That's what I'm noticing as you progress.
Do what?
I said, as you progress with hunting, animals become more and more scarce.
Yeah. It's definitely getting annoying. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So I didn't know this, but if you leave and come back, like if you leave and don't come back, I mean, they'll send people to look for you.
If you've never come back to the camp,
I was watching a video the other day. Yeah. If you just take off and don't come back to camp, I think it's like for days. They'll send people after you. It's like, hey man, why don't you come on back to the camp? It's like, oh, I will soon. Like you have the option to go back or um like soon. You know, it tells you. And a lot of people were like showing to like what the progression looked like. And they'd keep them being like, "Oh, we'll come back soon. We'll come back soon. You know, we'll do it later." It gives you an option: do it now or come back later. And after a while, they'll just like they get more forceful.
That's weird.
Yeah. Dang it.
Right. Back shortly.
All right. Oh, thank you.
Here. Yep.
This is annoying. Super duper annoying.
Yep. Yeah.
Put on the water for another cuppa.
Do what?
I put on the water for another coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. I'm getting more and more frustrated. I think I'm just gonna go play a mission just to kind of do something. I don't know. I'm aggravated.
Hello, Sadie. Hello.
Morning, Arthur.
Hello, Mary Beth.
Oh, how are you, Arthur?
Fine. How are you?
Well, I'm well, I think. It's been quite a run.
Sick of
we've
running
had.
around doing nothing.
We're still
I can
alive.
understand.
So, no regrets?
Regrets for what?
Well, for joining this band of maniacs.
If you're a girl without means in this world, life is very scary. You boys care for me before no one cared for me. Well, life weren't very nice, Arthur. Not after Mama got typhoid, and that was a long time ago.
Sure.
What about you? I heard you ran into that Mary girl.
Yep.
And?
Got me thinking how that all ended. Long time ago now.
What happened?
Well, she didn't love me enough, I guess. Or I wouldn't change.
Huh. Well, she was a fool then, Arthur.
Well, she put a lot of good years in on an outlaw. She definitely was a fool.
In these books, Life seems so simple, but in reality, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Mr. Morgan! Mr. Morgan, we have a problem. A real problem. It's Tilly.
What?
She's been taken by them Foreman brothers she used to run with. Come along!
The Foreman brothers, what are they doing here?
Well, I don't know what they've been doing here, but I can tell you what they're going to be doing here. Dying.
Dying.
Do we need more guns?
You and I can handle this, Arthur.
Where are we heading?
I'll tell you on the way. Just get going.
Ah!
All right, head for Rhodes. And quick.
She's in Rhodes?
No, she's at a place called Bradley's house, just west of there.
How do you know?
When we first got here, she told me she was worried that our camp was near a safe house that gang she ran with used from time to time.
And you told Dutch?
No, she spoke to me in confidence. I suppose I didn't think it would be a problem.
Now it is.
Oh, yes.
What do they want with her anyway? I think I saw one of the foremans hassling her and Valentine.
Yes, they probably followed us down here. You don't know what happened? She killed one of them for good reason, but clearly they don't see it that way.
Well,
Yes, young Tilly Jackson isn't as sweet and innocent as you might think. But like I say, she was defending herself. She fled and fell in with us right after that. I just hope we can get to her in time.
It's not too far.
If they've touched a single hair on that girl's head, I will eviscerate the sons of bitches.
See? You do care, Miss Grimshaw.
Okay, I think that's the place up ahead.
Yeah. I think there's a guard.
I'll deal with him.
Whoa. What you want?
Kind sir, we're lost and in need of some help.
Get out of here.
Oh, I see that kindly face of yours, and I know that for the right inducement, a gentleman such as yourself could be mighty kind.
Now get out of here.
Oh, now you keep saying that, but you don't mean nothing by
I
it.
said.
You said your last word. Hey, what are you waiting for? Get in there and find our girl. I'll take that.
I don't have any like rifles.
Jeez.
Are you going in there or not?
Let's do it sneaky.
What the hell? What the hell you think you're doing? Goddamn bastard! Do it!
If I had it my way, you'd be dead already. That's enough, you bitch. What's going on?
Oh, wait. Lay a finger on her.
It's okay, Miss Tilly. Now,
Ooh, I see gold bars.
I thought there was.
yeah, it don't matter what you thought. It's okay. All right, let's go.
Oh, come along, miss. Thank you, both of you.
What happened?
It was Anthony Foreman. He thinks he owns me.
I remember. Where is he?
He went out hunting or something. There were 5 of them, I think.
Well,
No, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave.
There they are.
come on.
Tilly, grab that gun.
Dang
Anyone
on it.
approaches, shoot him.
Oh, don't worry, I'll be just fine.
Now catch that bastard.
The one in front's the boss. Bring him back alive. I ain't done with them yet.
All right, get after them. There, straight ahead. I saw him go through those bushes. You picked the wrong girl. They're heading down the hill. You got it. Oh, there they are by the shoreline.
Stay the hell away from us.
They think they're getting away. They got another thing coming. We can't let these animals get away. That's it. Stay on. door.
How many shots can this dude take?
We're coming for you, you bastards! All right, I think that last one's the boss. Lasso him and we'll take him back to Tilly. Go on, rope that bastard. Don't kill him yet. I want Tilly to have the last word on this bastard.
Come here.
That's it. Now make sure you tie him up real good.
Get this off of me. Got you now. Son of a bitch.
Are you going to tie him up then?
Dude, what are you doing?
Make these nice and tight.
All right. You bring that bastard back to Tilly so we can all have a nice little chat. I'm gonna head over there now to check she's okay.
With pleasure.
I'll take his horse. He won't be needing it no more.
No. Daggone it. What are you doing, Arthur?
Let me go, or we'll hunt you down.
I don't think that's gonna work.
You
Yeah.
have the first idea what you're getting into. I'm Anthony Foreman. Well, thanks for the introduction, Anthony. Is that Foreman with an A? I want the Undertaker to spell it right. Funny bastard. Who are you running with? She didn't tell you? She didn't tell me nothing. This rope is cutting into me. Don't feel so good when you're the one tied up, does it? She killed my goddamn cousin. Oh, don't worry. You'll be seeing him soon enough. What are you gonna do with me? I ain't sure yet. Reckon I'll let Tilly decide what you deserve. You're wasting your time with that girl. She's a liar. She was... All right. Here's your man.
Bring him here. Dump him on the ground here. I want to get a good look at this monster.
You're coming with me.
Now, before I do this, I want to see what to do with Anthony Foreman. If you spare him, he becomes a bounty target in the epilogue. Should you spare or kill Anthony Foreman? Okay. There are a variety of choices to be made in RDR2. It's online. Morality bar. That said, choice comes down to whether you spare or kill Anthony Foreman in the main story. Foreman is objectively a bad man who treated Tilly very poorly. However, does that make it okay to kill him in cold blood? This moral dilemma makes it more interesting decision, and the consequences of it only comes to light later in the experience when John Marston takes up the reins as the protagonist. Should you kill Anthony Foreman? It's up to you. We're here to provide you with the information. Foreman was first met in Valentine when Arthur was searching for Tilly. Of course, Foreman is the one holding her up and harassing her due to largely the fact she belonged to the Foreman brothers gang before joining up with Arthur. Foreman can be discovered in Red Down Line located in Scarlet Meadows. After killing a few of the Foreman brothers, Arthur hogties and brings him back to Tilly. This is where you get to choose what to do with him. Tilly leans towards letting him go. Susan thinks you should kill him. They leave you to make the decision. If you pick take out the Foreman option, a quick cutscene plays, and it shows him stabbing him. Sorry, partner, we can't take any chances. If you spare him, sees Arthur cut his bonds, set him on his merry way with a simple "get out of here," and he does no sooner return a mere 8 years later with Marston. Anthony Foreman becomes a bounty with a measly $85. After accepting the bounty for the live capture, Foreman, Marston heads to St. Denis Doyle Tavern, a watering hole that Foreman now frequents in the year 1907. Once hogtied, ignore his plea for freedom, John can then bring him to St. Denis Police Department, where the duo can actually share some memories of Arthur. Oh, that's cool. All right, we're going to spare him this time because I've done the killing multiple times.
Yeah. Good.
So he's still
Bring him
alive,
to proper justice later.
Yes,
You see this girl? You leave her alone.
she killed my cousin.
Your goddamn cousin had it coming, Anthony Foreman. I don't care if she shot your daddy and cooked your mama for breakfast. She's mine. She ate yours.
You know, a friend of mine, he always says, revenge is a fool's game. Now, you want all your boys dead? She had her reasons. We was family, Tilly Jackson.
You Foreman boys ain't no kind of family I want. Kill him, Arthur.
You want that?
I want him to go away and tell the remaining of his cousins and the clowns he rides with to leave me alone.
Now, you think you can do that, Anthony? Or should I slit your throat and just save us all the bother? I'll leave you alone. History is done.
History is never done. It's your call, Arthur. But I'd slit his throat. Go on.
All right, you.
Let's get you home. Yeah.
Now get out of here.
Complete with 90% accuracy. Kill both Foreman boys yourself during the chase. Oh, nice. So I got a silver.
Silver reward, which doesn't seem to be actually anything in game, is it?
Oh, I thought that was gold. Dang it. There was nothing in there.
Oh, it's not
That's some
gold. It's
crap.
just a box. Just decorative.
Yeah, that's some crap.
That's misleading.
Yeah, that sucks.
Not much in this place. Oh well. Looting's looting.
Yep.
Speaking of loot, my loot's ready. I mean, my coffee, as my water's boiled. Back in a minute.
All right. Ain't nothing in there I want.
Daddy, you done playing?
I reckon why.
I'm gonna use you.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems like a pretty decent place to stop. We finished that mission. I'm gonna I gotta run. Take care of. I think I gotta go get my son's medication. So.
No.
I gotta actually go to the store. They called in a new one because he's kind of mucusy this morning. So, buy David's book. Check out all of our channels. We'll be live Friday night for sure. There may be some pop-ups just if we have time, but we'll let you know. You guys have a great day. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jimbo.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. Fuck you, New World Order. Fuck you, Bill Gates.
I love you. You gotta do better than that. I love you.